Participants. It's down here, someplace participants. Hartland, Vermont, nobody else is on here yet. One, two, three, four. David.
Sit down and stand up.
You want to move behind the light? Dan is in the Grand Canyon. If he said we were desperate, I would call him on his cell phone from here and pipe him in. Oh, but we still got nobody, my goodness. No, I guess we still got a few minutes.
I have a steak in my front seat. Just Diane to get on the grill.
So it's not 90 degrees at least.
Exactly, right. I'm not worried about it. And I didn't give a heat on, so it's not gonna.
It's better if it's a room temperature.
I'm gonna hand your page to. There.
Left my phone back at the house. Did Rebecca say if she was, how she was going to attend?
I think she's doing it by on Zoom.
Okay.
John also is coming in on Zoom.
Okay.
And who's left? I didn't hear anything from Kate, so great. That's somebody we have. Oh, who is this? Waiting room.
I'm gonna click the admit button.
Oh, here's Rebecca. Admit. You there, Rebecca? Rebecca is off. Asked to unmute. I've asked her to unmute, but
You okay if I lock this door? Yeah.
hey, Rebecca, come on.
You guys all set? We don't know. So.
There you go.
You're unmuted.
Now you're live.
Are we,
Go to this and then
They should be able to hear you. The hours just stopped blinking.
and then you click ask to unmute on both.
they're over here?
Yeah, you can unmute them all or mute them all. Right in that little screen.
That doesn't seem to be working. But one's unmuted.
All right.
So that means it's on.
So Rebecca, if you can hear us, we think you need to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Oh, hi, John.
Hey, guys.
Okay, we're just trying to get Rebecca in and we're gonna start.
Okay.
Yeah, if you click on here, you can drag this over the corner.
To do which?
Yeah, am I tried? If there's somebody pops up with this,
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I got you.
and then let's do chat.
No, it's not there.
Rebecca, as far as we can tell on this side, you've got to look for a red microphone on your screen and click it to unmute.
I can call
Usually it's in the upper right. No, on her screen.
Yeah, and this one is down the bottom.
Right, yeah, but hers is usually. You guys are all set?
it. Thanks, Mark.
Good to see you. You're over here. Or what? You guys want back or walk?
I mean, well, yeah, leave it a lock in case somebody comes.
Go for it.
There. It was on unmute all.
Before I call her, I just
Allow participants to unmute themselves, yes. So, yeah, sure.
she's not on now. Can you,
Rebecca, if you can try to unmute one more time and see if it works. If you're still there.
I'm gonna call her. Hey, we saw you, we think we didn't mute you. Top right corner. Okay, then you know what I'm gonna do, or what I think we're gonna do?
I think maybe she could log out and log back in.
You're number 5. This is gonna be a very fast meeting. If you don't mind staying on your phone, if we can figure it out, fine, but you're the 5th vote, and I think we should just proceed if everybody's in agreement. Dave?
Yeah, John's on as well.
I'm sorry?
John's on as well, that's 6.
John was on.
I'm sorry.
John Maglioka was on as well.
Oh,
So that's 6.
where's John? Hey, John, are you there?
I am.
Okay. All right, we're all set. Rebecca, if you don't mind, is it okay if you use your phone with me? Okay, I'll turn my volume up. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone down and Dave is gonna start.
Hey, guys. We've called the meeting. It's about 4:08. Sudden meeting. We're going to be discussing some letters. And that's our sole agenda item today. Have a couple of people in the audience get a chance to speak. I don't believe there are minutes to go over from the previous meeting, and I don't think it's necessary. We're going to be meeting again sometime the first week of December, and we'll review those then. So for right now, I'm gonna ask if there's any comments from the audience for tonight. Thanks, Jim. What's up?
All right, so thanks for recognizing me. I'm Jim Riley, and I am here as a member of the public. And first, I just want to thank the commission as a whole, right? Because I don't think that in general, folks understand how much work you guys do and how much personal time and sacrifice. in the heavy lift that you're going through right now to rewrite the town plan. So, you know.
That's appreciated.
Do appreciate it. And I think you had an important message, right, that you were trying to get out, which is basically, you know, in a nutshell, if the Act 250 Commission in the courts don't uphold what you've put in the town plan, makes the town plan somewhat worthless, right? And that doesn't just impact Hartland, it impacts, you know, 40 or so other communities that don't have zoning. So, I mean, I don't think anyone wants to see, you know, Holiday Inn up on Town Farm Road next to a new 160-foot cell tower, right? But if the town plan doesn't survive the Act 250 process and it doesn't survive court rulings, that's a risk. So I appreciate the work and the message you guys are trying to get out. I think, though, the message that went out has at least one major inaccuracy, right? It also went out with a tone that's created some serious controversy. So, you know, it's in your court to decide what you guys want to do. From my perspective, as a member of the public, I think the message got lost because of that. I think you guys ought to consider retracting the statement and just apologizing for any inaccuracies. So consideration for your meeting here today, that's all I want to share.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion
Yes.
to get this on. And the motion is, changes in the draft of, or in the statement. There was, essentially what I'm proposing, and I'm gonna read it. There's 3 words we're gonna remove, and there's 13 words we're gonna put in. And it happens to be in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in the 9th paragraph. I would like the second sentence to read, the applicant's lawyer instead met with town officials and former town manager at 2 public meetings in 2022 in an unsuccessful attempt to have the town plan modified, as detailed in their letter to the select board dating April 18th, 2022. Before, we had no reference. We had only had, as we had one person plus the town manager was present, and that's all we said. So we're proposing this, that it really is a clarification and correction. It's not in error. The statement would stand on its own, but this more fully explains it or clarifies it, and that's why it's going in. There is one other change that we have, and that is on 2 paragraphs before, that Sunnymead has at least stated in a document that 60% of sales are unrestricted and 40% are for Vermont products. Those 2 numbers are flipped. So essentially, it would read the remaining 60% of sales are unrestricted, and that 40% are just one second, are unrestricted. So those are the 2 changes that we're proposing tonight. Is everybody clear? Would you like to read them?
So just go back once again to the 60 and 40,
Okay,
please.
okay, we're gonna flip it. We're saying the remaining 60% of sales are unrestricted, not identified by Sunnymead or how those percentage limits would be verified. It also says, Sunnymead Farm is described as a fun store. Under terms of the permit, only 40% by dollar value of Sunnymead principal for sale project need to be agriculturally based ones. Those numbers have to be flipped, okay? So 40 goes to 60 and 60 goes to 40.
So it reads that 60% must be farm related?
Actually, in reading again the permit, it's 60% of Vermont farm products.
Okay.
Doesn't have to come from Sunnymead, as long as they're 40% of Vermont farm products.
I'm losing you. 40% Vermont farmer, 60.
60% is for Vermont farm
Okay,
products.
that's fine. I just want to be clear.
40% unrestricted. That's the change.
Got it.
The numbers were flipped.
Thanks.
That's the only thing I have for a proposed change in my motion.
Any discussion?
I have a question, if I may, guys. And first, I'm going to qualify it because, you know, I've been out of town and I haven't been a contributor to the recent work product. So maybe I shouldn't say anything, but just that point kind of alone, Jay, is that relevant in the sense of what we're trying to communicate to the public? It may be on a deeper dive, but going back to 2 or 3 weeks ago, I thought our principal purpose was to explain why we're committing our time, a small amount of town financial resources in terms of our budget that we're doing it. But I mean, it was asked us, and then someone on Zoom asked us, why are you doing this? And I think the real important reason, and I'd probably parrot what Jim said, is because it's in contravention of the town plan. And it basically would say the town plan has no relevance if we allowed this to go forward, or if we didn't pursue a remediation, which is what we're seeking. I don't know that there's much more that we want to communicate than that. We are not consuming a significant amount of town financial resources. We're only utilizing our time. And we've also been advised by council that we have a reasonable likelihood of prevailing on appeal. This has nothing to do with our personal views of the project. We're strictly acting in our capacity as the stewards of the town plan. And I think if we limit it to that, we're removing any inference that this has become personal, that we don't like Sunnymead, that we don't like this proposed project. That isn't it at all. The project's in violation of the town plan, period.
Well, let me interject if I could, John.
Yeah.
I agree with you as far as you've gone. But the other value in sending this out was our hope that we could explain to the town what's going on, what the issues are. As Dan German has told me, that every time this case comes up, it's a brand new case. So when the Environmental Commission took a look at this, they made a decision. Then when the administrative judge, absent looking at the facts, frankly, had noticed everybody else had said it was okay, decided that we were looking to be aspirational and not regulatory. And we needed to get something out there so that the folks in town, this is after a long discussion, as you remember.
Yep.
Be aware of what's happening. The second thing is of concern is that the town spent $1,600,000 on refurbishing its village and taking care of things. And to have someone step out of the village and go into the system to try to put a store out by the interstate has a real impact on our village. And so that was the other reason that we wanted to get this out for the town to see. And so that's the two reasons we did it this way, John. Does that make sense?
It does. You know, my only concern is that people reading the release, they come with their own biases and their own emotions, right? They're not perhaps looking just at the fact pattern. And there's a lot packed into the release. I
I
absolutely
agree.
see what we're saying.
I agree, and I apologize personally for getting out there so far after the hours of discussion and the seeming that the town didn't understand all the issues. I became, I think the word I used was puerile when I put an apology on the listserv. So that's where we're at this point.
Okay, except for one, there's a motion on the floor. It has not been seconded. Is there a second to my motion? We have a second. The discussion can continue. John, the discussion is to correct the document, not to eliminate it or rewrite it. It's only on to make sure that that one paragraph clearly lets the select board know that no, we don't think they met in an untoward manner with Sunnymead. It was a public forum, but the attempt was to change the town plan. That's it. The 60-40 is pretty straight away. So John, do you have any comment?
I'm clear with that. No, I'm clear with that. Okay, I just, if we collectively think we're not going further down the same path, I mean, one, as I said, I didn't contribute to this, so you got to be careful when you comment and you haven't contributed. And two, I've only seen some of the comments on the listserv, but they struck me as emotional and not necessarily reasoned. And I'm just concerned that we further that and no good would come from that. We wanted to inform people, not get them all up in arms and angry.
Having been on the planning commission for more than 40 years, I am yet to see an occasion when there isn't some negative feedback from some people. So, you know.
I believe that. I absolutely believe that. No question.
But that's not the motion. John, you can always make a motion after this one is voted up or down to come back and say, hey, listen, I think we should only have a 2-paragraph statement or whatever. Go ahead.
Jim, I believe, and your chair would rule on this, that John could make a friendly amendment to the motion. That could be accepted.
Yes, we could vote on it separately.
Do you have any thoughts, John, on the motion?
No, I'm actually, you're correct. We should vote on the motion, right? I could make a motion but again, it's, you guys listened to me. That's what I asked for. And we've discussed it. And you know, I'm part of the team and I play on the team. So as long as I get listened to, what more can I ask for?
Okay, I would, Mr. Chairman, since there has been discussion.
Yes.
And a second, I think
I move the question.
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor of the edits as have been discussed and listed in the motion, please say aye.
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 Aye from Rebecca.
Yes.
been asked. We have 3 members missing, and it appears not to be a
2 members.
Does not appear to be a dissenting vote.
right, exactly.
So yeah, 2 members are missing, right?
That's,
Two.
that's right, sorry. Okay,
Okay, the motion's passed.
okay, that's out of the way. Do you wanna, just to let you know, and I thank you very much for coming, I think you were away. Steve needs to be gone here in 5 minutes. I think Rebecca had limited time, and, I would hope, John, if you have bigger thoughts on this, we can certainly come back and visit it later. Or perhaps even write, and I've seen in some longer documents where there's a summary statement. I'm not suggesting that, but John, all I'm saying is I thank you for being here, going out of your way to be here tonight.
No,
All set.
I'm good. I appreciate you listening to me. I just hope
Okay.
people see what Jim said, that we really do have the town's interests at heart. And we put a lot of time into this.
Any other business before us? I'll hear anything.
I have some questions. Is this a good time, or do you want me to wait till afterwards? It's up to you.
Steve, you need to go.
I mean, we can adjourn and you can answer questions.
I think the purpose, as you remember, Mr. Chair, the purpose of the meeting was to make a
Strictly for
statement,
this issue.
and especially tonight because we're timed out. If you're aware of what we wrote,
Yeah, could I get a copy of the changes?
yes. This, I'm going to have the one we just learned a few minutes ago about the 60-40 split.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this document, I'm going to mark where the changes are,
Mhm.
and I'm going to circle 40 and 60. And then I
Yeah,
have
knew about that.
a little signature statement, and I'm going to do that right now so that it's not like just a. You done?
We're done. You have a motion? Sir,
So moved.
so moved. All those in favor?
I
Okay. We're done.
Thank you, John.
thank you, Jay. Thank you, guys.
What's your name inside?
Around.